Hi, it's Olivia, and somehow it's fall 2022. I don't know what it is about September, but let me know if it's just me. Once September hits, it feels like the rest of the year is just a blur and happens like that. Like it's basically the end of the year. So here I am today with another book haul for the month of September, and let's just get started. So to start us out is Rest in the Root by Justina Ireland, who is the New York Times bestselling author of her other work, the Dread Nation saga. If you're unfamiliar with that one, that takes place in an alternate history post-Reconstruction era with zombies. And this is an alternate history as well that takes place in the Great Depression era, but this has a lot more fantasy elements. The fantasy elements include a really unique magic system with powers such as floromancy, which is using nature to cast spells, or phonomancy, which is the control of living creatures, and also cerebromancy, which is mind reading. And then there's also the sort of forbidden disciplines. So there's a lot of fun magical elements to look forward to, on top of the fact that this is also a really powerful and beautifully written exploration of racism in America. And the book itself actually comes with some add-ons like encyclopedia excerpts or photos, documents, letters even. You have pages like this throughout the whole book. So you have a lot to look forward to with Rest in the Root. Next up is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. And look, you know it's fall if there's another Tiffany Jackson book that's coming out. You know it's spooky season because she really is the go-to author for young adult horror and thrillers. Last fall, I have it right here. Last fall was White Smoke. The year before was Grown. And let me tell you, with Grown, I sat down on the couch, thought I was going to read a few pages. It ended up being one of those books I read in one sitting. But back to her newest work, her newest horror novel, and that centers around a prom night gone wrong. So this is also very much a kind of love letter to Stephen King's Carrie, but also with Tiffany Jackson's signature style and twists. While this is told in standard prose chapters, you've also got newspaper clippings and book excerpts, and all woven together by an in-world podcast that is all asking the question, did Maddie, our main character, do it? And it is what went down on prom night. So get you another Tiffany Jackson book. Next up is the beautiful Daughters of the Dawn by Serena and Sasha Nanua, and this is the sequel to the first book, which you can kind of see on the back there, which is The Sisters of the Snake. And not only is this the sequel, but it is also the finale because this is the conclusion to a fantasy duology. And the first book was even described as an old school Bollywood fantasy brought to life by the author Sona Charapatra, who's the co-author of Tiny Pretty Things. So in this book, you are getting double the romance, double the angst, and a whole new level of adventures. So now you've got the full duology to check out. Next up is a graphic novel, which is The Incredible Doom Volume 2 by Matthew Bogart and Jesse Holden. So this, as its title tells you, is a sequel to the first Incredible Doom graphic novel, and book 1 received a ton of praise from authors and graphic novelists and other creatives alike. This one is filled with nostalgic vibes as we go back in time to the beginning of the internet, and so this one is also a book about friendship, both in real life and online. So next up is Each Night Was Illuminated by Jodi Lynn Anderson, and this is really an authentic portrayal of not just a small town life, but of questioning your faith within your little small town circle. As you might guess, with it being surrounding a small town life, this is a friends to lovers romance, which you know is superior. But anyway, Jodi Lynn Anderson's writing here is very beautiful and also packed with a whole lot of emotion. Next up is Mere Mortals by Erin Jade Lange, and the tagline up here says, "Even vampires deserve a coming of age story." Let's just look at this clutch right here. The only thing missing is like some sharp nails. Oh no, that's more of a witchy thing, huh? Anyway, so this is a fresh and unique story that also packs in the laughs. This one is very funny, laugh out loud funny, and what we're following Charlie, who is a vampire turned mortal. I I've only ever seen it the other way around, so already it has my interest. The vampire turned mortal, and Charlie is experiencing culture shock in more ways than one, as she is going from this fabulous, wealthy vampire to a mere mortal who has to attend high school in a town that is literally called Nowhere, Iowa. So I checked this one out. And last but certainly not least is a book that I actually feel is very fitting for the fall and spooky season, and that is Creep by Lygia de Penaflor. This features our main character, Rafi, who is the unsettling narrator. That's who the creep vibes come from. And so if you're interested in an unsettling narrator, the kind of subtle but terrifying vibes, then Creep is for you. This is kind of an obsession story. It starts out small and gets more and more intrusive and creepy, and you have to read to find out the rest. So that wraps up all of today's books, which are conveniently in my hand. I would love to know what your reading plans are. Are you planning to pick up anything that's more thrilling, spooky, or even horror? Or is that not your vibe? If you like more of the like fall vibes, fantasy books maybe, I'd love to know. And of course, if you're interested in any of these books, you can check out the links in the description, or you can also feel free to check out your local library, see if they have any or request any, and I will see you in another video. Bye.